Hey guys, this is macintoast bringing you the second game of the series Danger versus Believe. It's a Zotac game. I believe 173. Whatever, lots of Zotac. So Danger is orange orc, Believe is teal undead, and he Believe is going for a fiend build. So there's his crypt and graveyard. I'm gonna see the late DK, of course. Right here is he's going for a barracks. There's the barracks, and most definitely I would highly doubt anything other than a Blade Master. A Blade Master is going to pop out, and last game he did a very tier 3 oriented strategy. Tier 3 with one bestiary and one barracks, and he continued to pop berserkers as well as raiders, and you know that worked out well for him. He went SH, and really it sort of reinforced his the strength of his army. I don't know. He continued to pop grunts out because they did a good bit of tanking there for him, and he had that grunts upgrade, of course. A little bit unlike some orc players who will get that spirit lodge. However, the problem with that is that the breakers they're nullified by the destroyers. In this case, Teal he's probably gonna go Fiends, and what Fiends does is it gives you that little bit of map control, not map control, but it helps you to have have control. No, it helps you to to be able to fend off the Blade Master in the early game. It says if you're just creeping with ghouls in the early game, your ghouls are gonna get taken, killed by the Blade Master, as well as you won't be able to put damage on him, as well as he's gonna creep jack a lot of your shit. So with the Fiends, it gives you a certain amount of control to where you can actually creep and stay on par with the Blade Master in level. And so here we're gonna be seeing creeping this Ogre Magi. I wouldn't be surprised if he did the whole creep, but I think Blade Master is just gonna wind walk out, and yeah. Look, we have a Fiend here pulling. Let's put this on there. Without fog war. We have a Fiend here pulling. What that does is it puts a little bit of damage on before your DK gets there, and at that same instant, the brutes are actually near you, so you can even be once your DK comes out, you can still get even more damage. It just makes it a lot faster. I would expect this Blade Master to be going after, I don't know, any camp really he can creep right now. What he wants to do is, looks like he's going to be going for a creep jack. I mean, that's good. Blade Master is really good for doing that, of course. And what Teal does is he pulls these creeps out, and that way he cannot get surrounded by the orc force if it comes in to do a creep jack, and also he can pull out very quickly. You know, last game and this game, Teal's been very careful with his units, and it's put him in a good position, especially for the mid and late game, where he hasn't given too much up to the Blade Master, and so the Blade Master hasn't gotten too far ahead of him in level, or in items, or experience. So I guess level and experience are the same thing. Alright, a good dust there catches that Blade Master, so he can't really stick around for too much longer. The Fiends do give you a degree of map control, but that Blade Master, he's really a pain in the neck. And right now he's just trying to put some damage on the Blade Master, so he'll leave, and now he's focusing a grunt. Speed scroll gonna be used to get on that Fiend, and it possibly gonna get that Fiend. Looks like it's not, but the DK is getting put tons of damage, and some good blocking there with that skeleton there. Let's see, that's gonna go. Okay, so the Blade Master now level 2 because of skeleton kill. The skeletons do give a quite good bit of experience to that Blade Master, and here we are with salving up, whatnot, healing his guys, and that's unfortunate because Undead really can't heal it here, guys. Looks like a couple Fiends might get caught out here. These grunts could do a ton of blocking against those Fiends, and that would be a really an unfortunate event for this Undead player. Possible surround, and Orange misses the surround, so very lucky there for Teal. I feel like he should have gone for the block instead, because with that Blade Master, when he's getting blocked, he can still go attack after attack, and the Fiend will just go down. And the surround is sort of an all or nothing thing when the block is much more of a guarantee of a kill. And especially with the 4-point surround, you really need to be very accurate. You need to have practiced that a bit. And yeah, I can get it off sometimes, but no, it's just really difficult. And I would much rather rely on path blocking to get that kill, especially when you have a Blade Master. DK looks like he's getting chafed off by these grunts. Undead's, it's sort of like a standoff right now. No one's really attacking much. Okay, looks like Fiend gets healed. Looks like this grunt might get close to dying. One coil would take him, and okay. So right here we have a grunt goes in heads and is able to trap that DK. But we do get a grunt kill. So this Death Knight is down his 350 gold from that early TP, but you know, it's much sometimes. Well, it depends. Like, do you want to give that Blade Master that bit of experience? That's usually the idea, and a lot of people call people who TP at level 1 noobs, but sometimes you gotta think about, like, do I really need that? Like, that 350 gold, like that, I'll be able to get that back, but giving XP to that Blade Master, you're not gonna be able to get that back. Not at all. So, Tome of Strength, that doesn't pick it up. Probably is gonna need it later, especially with that Blade Master. Looks like a Skelly kill. One Fiend caught out. Bad passing there. Really should have. That was a bad mistake on Teal's part. I believe. You know, when he right clicks to here, one of the fiends are automatically going to take the shortest route, and because they're not all in one position, one of the fiends ends up taking a shorter route that leads him right in the orc forces. Unfortunate there, but something you have to be careful about. I mean, most players know about that, and so I don't know. It's a careless mistake. Looks like he's going to be creeping both of his heroes up. Orc's doing a good job creeping here. Good Skelly scouting on Teal's behalf, but really he's behind in creeping. It's sort of natural though. At this point in the game, he doesn't have much map control, and usually you can't really get any map control until any profound map control until you've got your Lich. But I don't see him creeping too much now. Looks like we have the Shadow Hunter solo creeping over here, and that's pretty effective, especially to get him to level 3. Because yeah, you want that healing wave. I don't know how much I've said it before, but that healing wave does so much healing, and it's really obnoxious. Really to everyone. Looks like a good pull here. Possible creep jack. Looks like the creep gets jacked, which it's a hard feeling, especially when you can't really coil every creep. But looks like this Blade Master's gonna back off. Oh, possible creep jack here. Looks like a couple grunts are low. Might get a grunt kill or two. And that Fiend's getting low as well. Hexed, so that Fiend could go down by this Blade Master, but it does have Frost Nova. Let's see about that. Gets healed. This Blade Master is gonna get really low. He's not gonna die, but it's gonna put significant damage on him. And now he has map control, and he is free to creep out this camp. And let's see, maybe get level 2, maybe get level 3 on his DK. I don't think he will be able to do unless he solo creeps it with the DK. But at this point, I would rather get level 3 on the DK. So maybe he should have done that. But I mean, whatever, it's his decision. Maybe a poor one. Okay, so here we have tier 3 probably just finished, but it's 9 minutes, so maybe finished like a couple, like 10 or 20 seconds ago. Really, okay, so he's going for headhunters. Kodos with war drums. He's going for really DPS based army. The headhunters, they have a significant amount of DPS, especially compared to grunts and raiders especially. The berserkers, they have low health, but in this case they are going to contribute to the battle, especially because the destroyers, they're going to take they're going to give extra damage to the destroyers, and in this case he doesn't even have any spirit breakers, so the destroyers aren't really going to have much mana. So the destroyers, their viability is going to be much less, especially because they're not going to have any mana, so there's not going to be that extra 20 damage and splash, and they're probably just going to get focused down quickly. Yeah, so looks like level 3 here. Buys his Dark Ranger, wants to have that third hero so he can get off lots of silences, and in this case the silence goes on the Blade Master and the Shadow Hunter, which and here no Spirit Breaker, so it's not going to be able to do that. But oh, it looks like he gets his Obsidian Statue, so he's forced into in sort of an uphill battle as well as bad position. Not really a good choke here. DK gets low, could lose him, and it looks like the DK is going down. Oh, okay, so he had an Ankh, he had gotten it from the red creep, and we're going to see this DK TP should TP immediately, and some damage on that Kodo. Bro Fiend goes down, and here we have TPs away, loss of one Fiend, and I think maybe a Raider died there, I don't remember, but yeah, he definitely had more than one Raider. So the Undead did get, I think that was a favorable fight experience-wise, but he did lose a TP. Let's see. The orange, the orc is over food actually by 3, so he could just go ahead and maybe like kill off a grunt there. Right now he's just wasting time and resources, you know. Just staying over food, and Teal is much smarter about that. He's staying at 44, so he is making up that money. So from those TPs, he's actually making back that money when Orange stupidly is. Oh well, maybe he did. I think he might have killed off one of those, or he stopped production of one of those grunts or raiders. So looks like he's going to be on good food now. We're gonna see creeping here. Lich is gonna get maybe to like 2 point or third or so. Start putting some serious damage on this BM. Fiends gets focused. See frost armor and heal. Okay, that's good. That really puts a damper on the DPS of the whole orc army. Putting significant damage on this BM, and BM gets killed. Coil Nova, and that's really gonna be a hurt for the orc army, losing most of their DPS there. And really right now he needs to take off this raider and then go straight for these berserkers. Looks like DR is gonna go down. DR goes down, and this Kodo being chased really needs to stop chasing that Kodo and put some damage on those berserkers, and possibly bring out some of those fiends, especially this one. I would expect. Okay, Coil there. I think right now he needs to this Undead needs to back off. He's sort of overstayed his welcome. He's not really going to be able to do much else. Possibly going to be able to kill this raider here, but besides that, he should bring in these fiends. Okay, Coil on the Lich, good. And there, now he's got his army back. I wonder if he could actually get this Kodo possible block here. Okay, couldn't get that, but the Kodo is going to go down. Here's the Obsidian Statue, and he's got most of his army back. Well done by Teal, fighting with so little. Pretty much just a hero and just 2 heroes and some skellies there for a second. Gonna get this last grunt if he has the mana. Would have been a possibility. Looks like a raider's gonna go down here. Just drop a coil on that. Gets chain healed, so unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. This game's going pretty well for the orc so far. He has wasted 2 TPs, but in the battle right now, this orc does not have his Blade Master, who has just come out. But really, without this Blade Master, he's not really doing too well. And this might be the Teal's Teal coming back from behind, you know, getting back into the swing of things. Let's see over here. Really got one low raider, but decent army. Very physical-based army. A lot of meat on the raiders. What Teal needs to do, and what any Undead needs to do, is not really to focus the Blade Master so much, because you can't depend on killing him all the time, especially when he's got like pots and invulnerability and all that stuff. You need to put all your mana onto the raiders. Looks like he is doing that though. He's putting a lot of damage onto the Blade Master. Frost Coil on that Fiend slows down the Orc army a lot. 2 Fiends netted. Looks like 2 are going to die simultaneously. Right here, Raiders going down. BM is dusted, invulnerable. There's some damage, serious damage on the Blade Master, especially with that orb. DR is running away now. One of the win on the DK. Looks like Lich is also getting close. What is this DR doing? This DR gets killed by Berserkers. Running back, probably to get coiled, but DK got one of the wind. Sad. A sentry ward here. All of the fiends get found. Really now this undead is just getting split apart, and that's the strong tragedy here. Oh, one of the wind just had enough mana to coil, but one of the wind kills that one of the wind nullifies the DK, and he is not able to save his Lich. Sort of regrouping here. DK, or Teal, the Undead, is sort of gathering back his forces. Some creeping going on here, trying to get this Shadow Hunter level 5. 2 penance of energy. That is nasty. That is just absurd. As much mana as health. That just makes a huge difference when you can just get healing wave after healing wave on your army, and that just counters a lot of the damage done by the undead nukes. Here's this Blade Master doing a lot of scouting. That gives really the Orc a lot of potential for having a lot of knowledge about the enemy, as well as being able to get a lot of good creepjacks, because a lot of damage can be done by the Blade Master when the undead is unsuspecting. Here we have a peon, possibly going to be an expo. I guess maybe not. I don't know. Taking with the Lich. Looks like he's just ground creeping this. Doesn't seem to have web. A lot of the times it's really not worth it. A lot of damage going to be going on this Blade Master. Okay, uses his pot. Lich gets healed. Bad position right now for the undead. His Lich is getting really low. Blade Master is being focused. Here, Blade Master gets taken down. Lich gets taken down. DK is still in a bad position. Undead is still in a bad position. Is surrounded. Needs to watch out, because the surrounded army is really weak. Especially the Orc surrounded army needs to be fighting in a choke. Because fiends are just going to get ensnared after ensnared and just surrounded. One raider looks like is going to go down. There we go. And the only thing that really goes well for the undead is the Blade Master is killed, so that Orange does have to run away, but he is back now, and you have lost your Lich, so you can't continue to really have map control. Looks like the Lich is brought back, which is a good thing. A very good thing. Especially for Undead, of course. Because you need that Lich to sort of nullify that Blade Master's massive damage per second. Lower his attack speed on those individual units. But it is sort of hard when the Orb of Lightning does the exact opposite. Well, that you won't want, I guess. It will... it will purge those units, so really makes it hard when you're trying to slow down that Blade Master, but every time you do a little frosting over it, it gets dispelled. It's a tragedy. But you know, like something gotta deal. Sometimes you gotta deal with a little tragedy. Oh, Jesus Christ! Damn, Los Angeles scored another goal. Since when did they score 3 goals in a row? Wow. Yeah, I'm a hockey fan, and the Capitals is my team, of course, from DC, Washington Capitals. And it looks like in the first period there was 1-0 Capitals. Ovechkin scores, but now it's just 4-1. And I'm just like, what the hell? That doesn't happen in hockey, especially with a team like the Capitals. They're good as hell. So yeah, I'm glad to be doing this series. It's I guess semi-pro game. I think anyone can sign up for Zotac, but really a lot of good players do. Just have to. I looked on their site and it just showed a little registry thing, so maybe I could play Zotac, but I would just lose, so there's no point. Looks like some good creeping here. Got that. The Blade Master almost stole that tome. I don't think he would have wanted to. Shadowhunter is now level 5. Infinite amount of nasty healing is going to be going on. Scroll of Healing and Potion of Vulnerability on that Blade Master means he's not really going to be going down anytime soon, especially during this during the rest of the game. I don't foresee that happening. Oh, right now is a monster creepjack. Orange really surrounding. Okay, it is a choke point. Lich gets healed, has a Potion of Vulnerability, needs to be doing that. Sort of gets surrounded. Let's see. We're seeing a lot of kills on Orc Raiders, but DR is getting focused. Is going to try to get healed by a coil. Dark Ranger dies, sadly. But Scroll of Down portal used, and most of the undead army comes back, and it seems like in that battle, the undead sort of did well to kill a lot of units, but really, let's see, 5 and 4, the 3, 4, the undead is still underexperienced, does not have any more gold, nor does the undead, nor does the orc. The orc is training gold from his gold mine, which is very slow way of getting income, but it is getting income nonetheless. Undead doesn't really have that ability, so yeah, it just has to depend on selling buildings. The graveyard needs to go, because you're not going to need any more upgrades, any upgrades at this point, or more fiends really. What you need are at this point in the game is more item oriented. That one fiend isn't going to do as much good. Let's see, probably going to shape up for another battle here. Free Ghoul there. Ghoul just sort of scouting around. Shouldn't waste a coil on it. It had a Potion of Lesser Invulnerability, so he was using Backpack to grab that, and well done by the Orc saving that. Obsidian Statue goes down. Looks like the Undead might be in a good position here. Raiders, this DK is getting attacked big time. Needs to pop his Potion of Invulnerability. Does not get to do that in time, and looks like the Undead is not going to have even a possibility without this DK around. No way at all, and it looks like he's just going to be forced to the back of his base, while the Orc can just run all over him. Yeah, lately I've been pretty good. This is actually the second time of me doing this video, so sorry if it's a little dry. For some reason, the last time I did it, my software for recording was very spotty, and when I tried to end the recording at the end, it wouldn't end, and it just kept recording for some reason, and so I wasn't able to actually get that file. So this is my second time doing it, which is it's frustrating. It is frustrating. What did I said? Oh, I guess it was, and I'm doing this next day, so I haven't really gotten into like any like rhythm for this like cast, but I remember I had talked about like directional derivatives and all that stuff. And the last time I did this video, and when it didn't save, I was talking about how I got a B on my math quiz, which was awesome, because I'm taking the hardest course in our whole school, which is actually our hardest math class in our whole high school, which is actually sponsored, well, which is technically dual enrollment, so it's technically in college, and it's multivariable calculus, so it's like partial derivatives and directional derivatives and gradient vectors, and that's pretty much all the stuff we were doing now. We were doing a lot of vector stuff earlier, and and you know, it's good stuff. Oh, like chain rule with partial derivatives, like dz dt over, or dz dt equals partial on x dx dt plus partial on y dy dt. So yeah, I got that shit down, and I got a B on my quiz, which I usually get D's on on those quizzes, and then I just like have to try really hard at the end to bring my grade up. But you know, it's been difficult for me to get this in, but it's the weekend now, so I am happy to be making these casts. If you enjoy it, like it, rate, comment, subscribe, all that shit, and yeah, subscribe me, cause I enjoy doing this, and if what I'm doing it has value, you know, go ahead and subscribe, and you can watch my videos. I'll try to keep them coming. I know I had an update before where I said I was gonna be doing more videos, and I sort of am now, and I will continue to do so. Alright, so peace, guys. It was fun, and this is macintoast signing out. Peace, bitches.